kids have dreams, right? They want to be something to somebody. They want to do something. They want to make a difference in the world.
If I didn't have them, I wouldn't be the person I am now. I'm super thankful to the program.
Even if we happen to help one child, just one child, that makes all the difference in the world.
There are 51 middle schools in the state of Hawaii. However, approximately half of them do not currently have a stable funding base for after-school programs. If our 6th to 8th graders are not actively participating in some type of structured, safe, and nurturing program after school, ask yourselves, what are they doing?
R.E.A.C.H is really an important program to make sure that young kids in that middle school age really have things to do after school that gets them excited about something. Maybe they find a passion. That next kid that we get excited, maybe in an after-school program, a kid realizes how much they want to be a leader and want to go into government, for example. That could be the next Obama. This is such a critical age. And quite frankly, it's an age when a lot of kids check out. And if every time a kid goes down the wrong path, that kid might be the one that we then eventually have to house in prison.
Middle school years are so important for two reasons, I believe. One is that we tend to lose kids. Kids become disenfranchised with school. We try to do everything we can to make them still feel connected. If we can hold on to them in the 7th and 8th grade years where they feel connected to school, then they tend to do a lot better in high school and then much better in college. So that's one. The other reason is that we want to cultivate a love for learning that will sustain them beyond these years.
My favorite part is how it's helped me as a person. Like when I first joined the program, I was like really socially awkward. Like I didn't want to talk to anyone. I just kind of wanted to stay in my own shell. And then I kind of met more people through the program, and I realized that it was okay to kind of be me and be with my tutors and actually have fun instead of just staying kind of inside myself the whole time. I'm super thankful to the program. It's really helped. We'd definitely be super sad if this program went away. Yeah. If this program went away, I think a lot of kids would kind of be left kind of helpless, and these clubs are great for them. A great experience for everyone.
Our future is bright, but it's going to be very difficult for Hawaii to become what it's destined to become. And we have to start someplace. Like we all say, the future is in our children. Myself and my company, we've moved our energy and time in helping middle school children because it appears to be the most vital, the most difficult time for children to build their boundaries, their character of what they're destined to become.
Middle school is such a transitional time for students, and we have lots of programs for little children, lots of organized programs for high school students, but really middle school students kind of fall in that gap of nothing's really out there for them, and they really need structure, they need guidance, they need familiar people kind of helping them along the way on their pathway to high school, because it provides an after-school setting that's safe, academic, but also fun.
I do like the after-school program because I really need help with my math. I have a lot of trouble with it, but then my tutors help me a lot with it, and I meet new friends, and the clubs are very nice too.
In 6th grade, I had a lot of trouble with math and everything, but like when I joined the program, it was a huge help. I couldn't believe it. I felt like the tutors, they wanted to actually help me succeed and stuff. We really definitely appreciate them. Our teachers, they're just the biggest help we could ask for.
Yeah.
If I didn't have them, I wouldn't have the grades I have now, and I kind of wouldn't be the person I am now. They really helped me.
I honestly don't know what we would do without R.E.A.C.H. It really has been fantastic for Maria, and especially the chance to socialize with a whole group of kids and teachers who think education is important.
Maria just loves this program and all the people involved in this program. It's terrific. She's made a lot of progress. I think a lot of it thanks to this program. And Maria's a good kind of test case because the first year she was here, she was not in the program. The program was here, but there were not enough slots for all the kids, so she was not in. So the difference between that year and then the second year is pretty big.
Being in the program, I think, helped to give her the confidence that she needed to speak out for something that she believed in. She is just thriving in this program.
In this community, there is no band. Until R.E.A.C.H came, do you know that our students never really understood what a brass or woodwind instrument was? And in truth, the opportunities to even hear that music played is so very limited. So R.E.A.C.H has allowed us to have a brass woodwind class. And so the sounds they're making, I'm really proud of them because I think they've come a long way. And what's more important is the enthusiasm. Yeah? If this opportunity wasn't there, and more opportunities like that, then at least for Molokai and our lifestyle and being rural, the exposure to what is the 21st century is not available for our students. So therefore, when we think about choices made, their choices are not going to be the full spectrum. And that enrichment is critical to our kids and our community. So that's why R.E.A.C.H is so important to any school, but definitely to more rural schools like ours.
I am thankful for the Reach Out program because I get to participate in violin and flute practice. And for me, that's really important because otherwise I wouldn't get the opportunities, and I really love music.
From what I see happening at home is increased dedication to focusing on promoting herself to be the very best that she can be, to challenge herself, to push herself, and to gain a whole nother level of self-confidence, which is critical for operating successfully in this world. So, you know, I've just seen incredible advances in dedication and focus on not only her regular academic studies, but also these extracurricular activities.
Checkmate. Yeah, that is.
I'm really interested in development of students and having them find their passion, because when you find your passion, you're going to be successful, and more importantly, you're going to be happy. I love seeing when that light bulb goes off and you see someone really realize that this is what they want to do, this is what really interests them, and you just know that they're going to be on a good path after that. So we've got 9 programs that we have funded, but there's a lot more kids out there who don't have access to these programs.
When we make decisions about funding, we need to look at the repercussions. I think one of the most important things about the funding that we get for these programs is that we keep kids engaged in school and a healthy place to seek out their passion. The other option is if we don't have these programs, whether it be funded or volunteer, then you must ask yourself, what are the kids doing? Because our families work, both father and mother work. So after school, they're pretty much left to their own vices, yeah.
We're in the middle, we sometimes get forgotten too.
Sometimes I do feel the middle schoolers are just kind of in between. They don't matter. I feel everyone should help anyone they can in any way they can.
I don't think that kids our age get enough attention as they deserve in terms of how important these years are to our lives. And I think that it really is important that they continue to fund these kinds of programs. There's a lot of students who benefit more than just from getting a head start what they want to do for a career. It keeps the students engaged in school. So as opposed to being out there and, you know, maybe going around with the wrong crowd,
I just like to be here after school, and if I did have no club, I would just be sitting at home doing nothing.
If I didn't come to this program, I'd probably be home messing around. I would be really sad if we didn't have this program.
I'm thankful for the Reach Out program because it gives me the opportunity to do my homework when I have bad grades. It can get me farther when I get my homework done.
If
If I didn't have this after-school program, then I would be at home playing video games.
If I didn't go to after-school art club, I would probably be just kind of hanging around and waiting, feeling lonely and stressed out.
If I didn't join a program, I would probably be just sitting around at my house doing nothing.
If there was an after-school program, I probably would be fighting with other schools, smoking, doing all like marijuana and stuff. Other kids would be probably doing the same.
I'd be straight. If it weren't for Reach Out, they'll probably be doing things that are not. They'll probably be locked up in a boys' home or girls' home. And in real talk, this is a place to where they feel safe and they'll grow. They'll grow in many ways. You know, a good example of one of our kids, Levon, that's one of our success stories where when I first came to Reach Out, and I actually looked at his grades, every single class he was failing. I think the first thing that I did was sit down and get to know him. And with that opening up gave him confidence to have someone that they trust. And within trusting in you, they trust in themselves. And then once you start bringing a light and a positive around them, it just manifests. You could literally watch him getting confident and being more engaged in class. And for now, it's all B's and A's. And that's just one part of the story. The touching story is that literally there's tears in his eyes when he says thank you. And just the other day, I mean, he literally looked at me and said, Uncle, thank you so much for believing in me. Thank you. And there's many stories like that.
Mostly I think about Reach Out program is that if I didn't have that, I wouldn't be able to get my grades up because some of the time I was suspended out of school. So I really appreciate the people in the Reach Out program that helped me, for supporting me, for getting the education as well. That's important to me because it's like a goal in my life for graduate from school. People on the island go through some hard times. Some people don't have enough money for support themselves. That's why I want to have an education so I don't have to go through hard times when I get older. Without the program, I would have failed the school year.
I'm in the REACH program and I love it. REACH has really helped me. Before, I would be getting really bad grades because I was I don't like homework, I don't care for it. But then all the tutors inside REACH, they helped me understand the homework and it was really easy, comes to find out. It really helped my confidence that people helped me and believed in me. It's really sad that the other schools don't have the REACH program and we may not have it.
REACH.
The world has shrunk now with technology. We're a global society. And these kids have got to find their place in that global world. Right now, young people all over the world are coming together around a big table, a big virtual table, using technology. And I want our students to be represented there, and I want them to have an authentic place at that table because they have a lot to contribute. And so what we found here at Molokai Middle School, and so different than other places, there's not even a stoplight on this island. There's no escalator, there's no elevator, there's not a 7-Eleven, there's not much of anything. They're remote and they're isolated. Because they live in that kind of a world, they have to be innovative. So they grow up learning how to problem solve things. You can't just go buy something new, you have to fix it. And so what we discovered here is that if you take down those barriers that they come to school with, poverty and substance abuse at home, and they fight their way through a lot of negative statistics to get here. But when you get them here and you take those barriers down, that natural problem-solving, innovative piece comes through, and they achieve at high levels. They can compete on an academic level with any student in the state of Hawaii. And these kids prove it over and over and over again. All kids have dreams, right? They want to be something to somebody. They want to do something. They want to make a difference in the world. Our problem here on Molokai is that they don't know what to dream. They are so experiential starved. Unless they've been off this island, they've never seen a stoplight. And many of them have not been off this island. If you don't know what is available, if you don't know what can be dreamed, your dream of who you can be is so small. That's not fair. These kids need bigger dreams. So these kids are starved for experiences. They don't know what's possible for them. And so actually that's where R.E.A.C.H is very important to us, because through our R.E.A.C.H program, we're able to give these kids some experiences that they wouldn't get any other way. And then their dreams widen. They do dream of doing big things.
My favorite thing about the after-school program is that just fun and learning about different things you never knew about.
I'd love to have more days of art club. I'd love it to be every day. My favorite thing about art is getting to draw to express all my feelings and emotions the way I cannot do by just using words.
I would do activities like flag football, basketball, volleyball, and cooking class, and violin, and one music class.
It goes back to the providing opportunities for kids. Before, our kids couldn't even participate in sports. When you get the students involved in athletics, they have to keep their grades up. And keeping their grades up really reinforces their education, and they want to keep their grades up to play.
What I like about it is I like playing basketball. Oh, they help me with my grades, keep them up. They don't let you play if you flunk. You can't play at all, there's no playing time. You gotta keep your grades up in order to play. And it helps me accomplish some goals. After I go to high school, I want to go to college, play football and basketball.
One of the great part of the R.E.A.C.H program is the link to organized athletics for middle school students, which without the program we wouldn't have. A lot of them are student athletes, and I've seen that if that area is nurtured in them, then they care about academics a lot more. They feel like they're here for a reason. Every kid will impact our community immediately in Hana. So it's important to Hana, but I understand we're this small, remote place. We have Gates Millennium Scholars here coming out of Hana who will positively impact the Hawaii community at large and the world.
I think any school with the right resources and the right community support like the R.E.A.C.H program can definitely grow leaders for tomorrow.
If there was no R.E.A.C.H program, I probably wouldn't have as much wisdom or knowledge about things, like qualities or characteristics that could help me in the future, especially in high school. I do want to be a positive influence on everyone. I want to be able to show like other girls that when they grow up they can be successful, and that no matter how many people tell them that they can't, they can.
I think it's very inspiring that all these teachers are willing to give up their time and willing to invest it in our personal success. And I think that really does make me feel like, you know, that I'm important, that we're all important. And I think that's necessary for students to succeed, to realize that they are important to this world, because, I mean, we're the future generation of leaders that are going to lead this country.
I want to go to college, get a good education. When I graduate from college, I want to become a veterinarian.
I would like to be an engineer.
I want to become a doctor, probably a pediatrician or an oncologist. I want to help people in any way I can, and being a doctor would be a great way to do that.
I want to be a surgeon.
So I would want to go to the University of Georgia.
I want to be an executive chef. I'm fascinated with like how you use the techniques and turn it into like creations of food, and I enjoy when people enjoy the food that I've made for them. It makes me feel really good.
I definitely want to go to college, probably an Ivy League college, and I want to be a scientist. I definitely think that seeing that someone from our island can go to a really good school, an Ivy League school, it will motivate other students to get out there and push their limits so that they can go to large schools that are really have great educations as well.
I believe I can do anything, but I need a little bit of help.
Hilo is a small town. The kids here have that small town values, those beliefs that they can make a difference in their community. Advocacy is one of the big interest areas for kids of this age. They want to find something to believe in and see that what they can do even in the 7th and 8th grade can contribute to their community. That's another great thing for the middle school, is to give kids an opportunity to contribute and give back to their community and then create great leaders for tomorrow.
My favorite thing about Maria is that she totally gets me, and like even in any situation, she knows where I'm coming from.
I like how good-hearted Kim is. Like,
thank you.
I've never met someone like as bubbly and as optimistic and good-hearted as Kim. Like, she's just willing to help anyone and everyone. Doesn't matter who they are or where they're from. She's just gonna help them if she can. If everyone was like Kim, this world would be a way better place.
World peace!
I think working in education is a difficult field. Obviously, nobody does it for the money. Yeah, so we do it because we feel we make a difference in people's lives. I can keep going, I can keep doing this work because it's important. It's awesome to be a part of that journey.
Just so pleased to have R.E.A.C.H on our campus and hope that that will continue. And I think that the people of Hawaii need to get behind it and continue for the sake of these children as well as the children all over the state. I don't want to paint a black picture for Molokai, but the truth is that if you look at any and every negative statistic that you can think of, so everything from poverty, right? Highest poverty rate in Hawaii, highest unemployment rate in Hawaii, highest alcohol abuse in Hawaii, highest substance abuse in Hawaii, highest domestic abuse in Hawaii, highest diabetes in Hawaii, highest dust blowing off the land. Every negative statistic you can think of, Molokai leads in. These kids struggle through that every day to get to school. And they get to school. Molokai Middle has one of the highest average daily attendance rates of any school in Hawaii. Why? Well, because school is a safe place, right? School is a place where dreams can be born. And so R.E.A.C.H does a great piece of that. They extend that zone of safety and that zone of big dreams beyond the school day. And that's important to these kids. I see a difference in them. They're smart and they care and they're connected. It's a great place and these kids are extraordinary. That's genuine stuff out there.
Roast turkey.
I want to be free, and because I am done feeling shy and shame, ready to take my life and follow home.
So understanding that without the R.E.A.C.H monies, this slam poetry contest, the workshops, the exposure, this would not have been possible. So that's the reason that having these monies really are critical, because the basic after-school foundation, really, there's not enough money to actually provide for the gap group students. Yeah, there's not enough money to provide the services that really might be able to create a spark, to ripple out to a bigger effect. So all of these programs that support our youth are needed, but I need to really express the fact that R.E.A.C.H has made a difference on Molokai.
Well, when Maria testified to the legislature, she said how important it was that her teachers believed in her and her parents believed in her. And I hope that the people who are making decisions about funding decide that they want to believe in kids like her too.
We funded 9 programs this year. We don't have the resources for more than that, but that's one of the things we're trying to do, and one of the things that our R.E.A.C.H initiative and Reach Out Hawaii try to do is garner more resources so that we can expand the program. Every dollar that we collect, we want to put into these kinds of programs so that we can change a life. There's no question that investing in REACH and these after-school programs will be some of the best dollars ever spent. These are the kinds of dollars that can make a real difference in a kid's life.
As a businessman and as a member of the community, if we do something for the purpose of public relations, then I think we're doing it for the wrong reason. It has to come from here. It has to come from the heart. If your heart is pure and you're doing things for the right reason, then things become a little less difficult. And even in the most difficult times, I think we can feel that peace and satisfaction that maybe we're doing something right. Maybe our life is something beyond the house we have, the car we drive, the food we eat. Maybe it's about the contribution that we make to other people's lives, the smile that we give to a child, a fellow adult. You know, at the time we take our last breath, I think we're going to think about, not about what we've accumulated, but the contribution that we've made to other people's lives. You know, for me, in some small way, even if we happen to help one child, just one child, that makes all the difference in the world. And to me, that's what I think would make my life and our lives worthwhile.
Importance